about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
On first down, Curtis. And incomplete to open things up. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, and now it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again, Curtis. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Now that's a great play defensively, and one thing we do know, both of the corners are going to face a lot of action in this game, the way that offense likes to fling it around.
The safeties, they better be ready to be engaged as well. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, Curtis. And that's caught by Smith. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's go. Go to base. Hey, let's get this.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
51. Go.
On 3rd down, Curtis. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Curtis. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Curtis got his man there, complete to Gallup. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Off the play fake. Curtis. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Andy Isabella with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go now. 30 base. 54. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Off play action. Burrows. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
And tatter, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
2nd and long. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Watch the screen. Pass.
Throwing again. Burrows. Ebron's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Brandon, lest my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. First carry now for Justice Hill. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Ready. 60 outlaw. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take it away. Exit. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. We own it.
from the gun. Burrows, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on fourth down. On the ground with a tight end, and he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Stop your whining.
Off the play fake. Burrows. And the Raiders have got him. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Back to throw. Burrows. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Intercepted. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Bandit. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Get it all. West.
Throwing on first down. Curtis. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Second and 13. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Curtis. This one caught by Isabella. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right, because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
On first down, Curtis. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Second and 11. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. DJ Shark, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Go! Let's go! First down 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the bootleg. Burrows. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here we go, here we go. 10-2 stop.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
To throw on third down. Burrows. It's Hill. Complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Curtis. That ball complete to Isabella. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, Abby. Henry, what you got? What you got?
Derrick Henry. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Tight down. There you go. Mike 51. Mike 51. Now watch one.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Curtis. Complete. Smith has it. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play that time for the Raiders. 42 yards.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. All day, baby, all day.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith, but it'll be second and goal. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Here's second and 8. And it's caught. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Back to throw. Curtis. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jonnu Smith, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. No surprise there, third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29. To throw again. Burrows. That's caught by Penny. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Burrows. And he connects with Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Deep 6.
Let's go. Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Let's go.
From the gun, Burrows. Ebron with it over the middle. Touchdown, Houston. Eric Ebron with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go, baby.
Throwing again. Curtis. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Curtis, and it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Hey, check.
Oh, try. 59 mark. Check.
Throwing on first down, Curtis. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch his flat.
To throw again, Curtis. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for John Smith. Incomplete. Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's 3rd.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Curtis. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
First and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Line of scrimmage, again, the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Burrows. Ebron caught left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Burrows. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary has really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
This is taken at about the 14. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Focus, defense, focus.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Curtis. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, down at the 33. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now this throw caught left side. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 34. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derrick Henry. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Texans take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Burrows uncorks one for Davis. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Burrows. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood! 54's Mike, 54's Mike. Check your hand.
From the gun, Burrows. They complete it to Hill. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
This was boxing. You think maybe they would have thought about stopping this one because this defense has been bruised, it's been battered, but this is why they keep the fight going, right? They just got done with a really nice play, showing they still got a little bit left, don't they?
Haven't had many plays that they can clip, put in the film room, and smile about, but hey, there's one.
Clip and save.
2nd and 14. He's got Smith here. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards on the play, first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Back to throw. Curtis. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. Goes underneath for Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. But with his size coming out of the backfield, usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game.
No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a full part of the offense.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Pumphrey. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Rashawn Gary, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. The Raiders on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Operating from the gun, Curtis. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Check safety takes 3. 218, chop it. Hey, zoom. 5.
On first down, Burrows. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
I'm going to run you over. Mike, check, 59. Tighten up. Pull it together. Mike 5'9". Now.
Throwing again. Burrows. He's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
On third down, Burrows. And he comes back with one complete. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
70, Indy. Hey, Foxtrot.
Throwing on first down, Burrows. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal things don't apply. All right, used to say, okay, there's a tight end going out. We're either going to put a big linebacker on him or maybe a safety and call it a day. Now, because of the strength of that position, and
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Corey Davis, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans get a bit closer. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Right here.
From the gun, Curtis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun. Curtis got his man there, complete to Gallup. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Curtis. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Curtis looking for the end. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Andy Isabella with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. Penny will try to punch it in, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Texans cut into that lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that will get them one closer. So down a couple scores, only one timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So down a couple scores, only one timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. Team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Texans' 17-yard line.
Ready up! Mike 51, Mike 51.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
Ready, set! Silver, Silver!
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
On now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Let's go, let's go!
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Raiders, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
100-yard dash. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, no man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not